Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Masters video. As you guys could probably hear in the background, the frogs are out in full force today. They are definitely having fun. I mean, just listen to them. But anyways, let's talk about Incineraor and Master Rail, the last unit this month, actually, right? That we have to talk about. So, this unit, first of all, we kind of have to know what its role is, right? So it's basically, it's a big sink nuker, right? Because it has some really great multipliers. First of all, you got the built-in inertia, right? Then you got the dominating sink 5, which extra 50% when the opponent's attack is lowered. And then you also have the extra, pecking order as well if you have that on the grid, right? So he does a lot of damage on the sink. He can do some damage on Darkness Lariat, although not that great, right? He is very slow, but he also does give your whole team +6 speed. And he also has debuffs, right? Attack debuffs from entering the battle, and then you also have a guaranteed chance to either lower the opponent's attack, defense, or both when you hit them with a move. And on top of that, you have Brutal Swing, which is an AoE, which you could apply that as well, right? So anyways, let's talk about the sink grid and stuff. So in terms of lucky skill wise, right, obviously you probably would still want Crit Strike 2, if not Crit Strike 1, because that's the one that's the only damage multiplier that applies to the sink move, right? Which again, you do want to increase as much damage as you can. So in this case, let's start from 1 out of 5, and as usual, you pick up everything. Unless you want to save some orbs, then I guess don't pick up Brutal Swing stuff. But yeah, you're left with a lot of energy here. So 2 out of 5, you do have some good stuff, right? Honestly, his 2 out of 5 is probably one of the better 2 out of 5 grids because you have the best multipliers. Ramming Speed is the best non-sync move damage multiplier, and then Pecking Order is, well, the only sync move multiplier on the grid. So, and Insult or Injury, right, as well. The only one that you don't have is Power Posture, which is, Power Posture I actually do kind of like as well, depending on your team comp, because if you are running like another, attack down unit, then you do get a lot. It's just much easier to access to both Pecking Order and Power Posture in comparison to, like, say, Insult or Injury or something. But again, not the biggest deal in the world because you have the best one over here, which is Ramming Speed. So obviously you want to go over there, pick up Ramming Speed, Pecking Order down here, and probably Insult to Injury. And if you want, you can also pick up Bob and Weave. And if you do have some move gauge issues, then you probably want to go pick up the move gauge refresh 4 here instead, right? It just depends, again, if you have move gauge issues or not. And if that's the case, you probably want to pick up some more Darkness Lariat power-ups probably, right? Got quite a few of them here. So yeah, that's basically 2 out of 5, I guess. There's no point picking up this. There's almost no point picking up this unless you're just running him as a full, like, AoE attack defense debuffer for some reason for a team. And yeah, I guess you could also pick up Terrify with Pecking Order if you want, just to debuff the opponent's attack faster, although I'm not a huge fan of that. But yeah, 2 out of 5, he has a really nice 2 out of 5 grid. So 3 out of 5, basically the same stuff. Again, you do have some options, right? So you want to pick up Ramming Speed here. You definitely want to pick up Pecking Order over here. You could choose to pick up Insult Injury over here. And then your last option either depends on, again, if you need move gauges, then you pick up Darkest Lariat, move gauge refresh. If you don't need move gauges, you pick up another, multiplier, either Power Posture or Bob and Weave. Although, in my opinion, Power Posture a bit better because, I mean, well, if you're picking up Pecking Order, honestly, it's not between Power Posture and Bob and Weave. It's more so between Insult to Injury and Bob and Weave. Because there are some stages that it's really hard to debuff defenses, right? Especially those stages that just always, get what? Every time they attack, they get like +1 defense, which in those cases is probably hard to do that. But otherwise, I'd say Insult to Injury is probably a bit better because Bob and Weave, you just need to bring more evasion supports, right? I mean, Shifty Striker 1 is not going to cut it, honestly. Right, so yeah, either something like this for a bit more damage, or something like this for a bit more move gauges. And with the rest, you could just pick up, you know, whatever, right? You got a lot more, yeah, little things that you could pick up here and there. Wouldn't really pick up power reserve personally. So yeah, that's the builds, right? Also, if you can't get crit strike, you could pick up defense crush. I mean, I picked up defense crush because I could roll crit strike. But obviously, again, crit strike I think would be a bit better, right? So in terms of team comps that you could potentially run, right? First one over here, you got Nanu to give you both Dark and Alola theme skills, which is nice, right? Also give you defense debuffs for insult to injury, as well as just general defense debuffs for your physical moves to do more damage, right? And Hilbert over here to max out the crit and attack. Obviously, it doesn't have to be Hilbert. Any unit that can max out your crit plus give you 2 more attack is fine, right? You know, if you're free to play, you got, you know, Lieutenant Surge and Raichu, obviously. You also have Phoebe and Dusknoir. Since, you know, Hilbert, you do have to be at 3 out of 5 to max out crit, right? Or even 3 out of 5 Lyra. Max out crit gives you +2 physical attack, right? You could do that as well. Although defensively, maybe not as good as some of the other options. Although honestly, none of these are that great defensively. I guess Raichu's okay, right? Phoebe has this like stats and stuff, but just no heals. So yeah, this is more of a, you know, quick and dirty way, right? If you want to play a bit safer, right, and a bit more defensively, you could throw in Dawn Alcremie here instead. So instead of debuffing defense, you're debuffing defense faster, because you're still going to debuff defense. So instead of debuffing defense faster, you're going to debuff attack faster, right? Which obviously against physical stages will keep you alive longer. You got gradual heals from Dawn as well, right? And in this case, you also don't need your crit support to be someone that gives you physical attack. It could be just any crit support, right? Because Dawn also gives you the extra 2 attack you have, so you could throw in, you know, Lilybee, although Lilybee also gives attack, Obstagoon, which also gives attack, but again, those aren't, you know, super reliable with giving you attack, right? Well, I guess Obstagoon kind of reliable, but you don't want to do it. But yeah, you just have much more options with crit support over there. Sabrina, right? All that stuff. But yeah, those Cobalion once we get that, right? So yeah, Donald Creamy is another option. I guess you could do. Although I'm not a huge fan of this, you could do like maybe Champion Iris. But the thing about, you know, Champion Iris is, and why I don't really like it, because like these 2 units play the same role, basically, right? They're both the big sync nukers, and obviously if you have 2 sync nukers on the team, you should only have 1 unit sync nuke, which in this case probably Champion Iris is a bit better, although it depends on how many copies you have of each unit. And that means one of them has to go pure DPS route, which is doable. But again, not the best case scenario, obviously. In that case, you probably want Masrael for full DPS, pick up Power Posture, Ramming Speed, Insult to Injury, Bomb Weave. In that case, you probably would want to run Lilybee as your support, so you could max out Evasion for Bob and Weave at least, also max out Crit, and hope you could get that extra, you know, 2 dodging attack buffs. But yeah, yeah, people have been talking about Champion Iris, but I'm personally not a huge fan of running that. I don't think that's a really great idea. But you could do it, I guess. Cure him, whatever, right? So yeah, again, lots of options, right? So anyways, that's really this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video. Subscribe to our channel for some more content. I'll see you guys in the next one.